This is UCAP News with Nicole Stilger.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Lloydminster City Council is still sitting in council chambers tonight, deep in discussion about the final draft of the 2017 budget. Administration has put forward a balanced budget after cost reduction and revenue generation strategies cut down an estimated $10.5 million deficit. Talks came to a standstill tonight around discussion of the costs involved with moving the Lloydminster Economic Development Corporation in-house. By law, City Council must pass a final or interim budget at tonight's meeting. Well, Lakeland College has announced its new dean for the School of Business and Continuing Education. Brad Onofrichuk has been with the college's business department since 2007. He spent the last 5 years as the department's chair and as a part-time instructor. Before Lakeland, he earned a Bachelor of Management and International Management degree from the University of Lethbridge and an MBA from IPAID Business School in Latin America. Well, if there's one benefit to the cold, it's to freeze up lakes in the region for ice fishing, skating, and other activities. But with November's mild temperatures, the Lloydminster Rescue Squad says there is still a risk of breaking through. Gina Martin with the details.
With temperatures comparable to that of the Antarctic, it comes as no surprise many lakes and rivers in this area are covered in ice. But prior to this cold snap, ice levels were dangerously thin, and in some areas, they still could be.
Our rule of thumb is always stay off the ice when you see that ice getting covering the body of water. So it's just easy to stay off it, and actually not only staying off it, but staying away from the shore. So in case you slip in.
In the event you do fall through the ice, time is limited before hypothermia takes hold. And if you do find yourself in this situation, there are steps you can take to preserve warmth.
If you're not able to get out of the water, you want to try to stay in almost at the fetal position. Make sure that you get all your extremities in. Try to get nice and close to your body. You want to keep your core nice and warm.
And try to get some help, as the Lloydminster Rescue Squad has the tools and protection necessary to rescue people in these situations, including ice suits which can withstand freezing temperatures for several minutes to several hours. Whistles and ice picks are also on hand.
And what they do is you can stick one in the ice, and you pretty well pull yourself out of the ice. And of course, with the aid of the rope, we would be pulling with you, so we would get you out real quick.
There's also our four-legged friends to think about. Namir saying the best thing you can do is not throw sticks out onto ice surfaces.
If a dog goes out in the water and falls through, don't go out after your dog. Whatever you do, call us. And again, the quicker you call us, the faster we can get out there. And we would even rescue animals. We would attempt to rescue just about anything.
Gina Martin, UCAP News.
Well, locals are once again going behind bars for a good cause. It's the annual Jail and Bail fundraiser for the SPCA this week, when Lloydminster community members are locked up with the animals to raise awareness and support for the shelter. Brian Lentz reports.
Normally, the Lloydminster SPCA only has cats or dogs in these cages, but on Thursday, almost 30 people from the community will be locked in with them and won't be released unless they receive donations and post bail. Last year, the SPCA raised more than $25,000 from this fundraiser alone.
For us, we would be absolutely delighted if we were able to raise that much this year, hopefully a little bit more. But really, at this point, we know that things have been another tight year for people. So just the fact that people are coming and donating, that's really wonderful for us.
Inmates are jailed from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., and anything can happen in those 12 hours.
We've had one or two dogs that will pee on you or poop on you or something like that. But as the day goes on, you'd think that it would be a really long day. When you're trying to raise funds, you know, it actually moves really, really fast.
Price has been involved with Jail and Bail since it began 9 years ago and says the SPCA does a lot for the community.
We've seen how cold it is over the past little while, right? Where would these animals be without the SPCA? Unfortunately, we have people that kick these animals out of their homes, or these animals get lost, and they need a place to go for shelter.
John Punchon adds there are many ways people can donate.
And you can donate right from your office, or if you'd like to come down and say hello to the inmates, you can do that as well. We are open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. for people to come in and make their donations and visit with the inmates, or they can call in as well.
Jail and Bail takes place December 15th. For more information or to donate, visit the Lloydminster SPCA website. Brian Lentz, Newcap News.
The Lloydminster landfill has been serving citizens in the border city for decades, but in 1996, the city learned thousands of tons of cardboard was being dumped when it could have been recycled. In this week's edition of Retrospect, Gina Martin shows us the struggles and solutions they made to combat this issue.
Want to put a weigh scale in so they can weigh everybody.
To put the weigh scale in, that wasn't part of it.
There's some confusion surrounding Lloydminster's new landfill fee proposal. The new tipping fees came before City Council last night and would have seen changes to the way users are charged.
And it would shift the payment scheme from the load basis to the ton basis.
Local residents would have felt the change. There is currently no charge to residents who load up household waste and drive it out to the landfill.
Or they cut a tree down or trim it, and they can take it out free of charge. And that's the way it should be. But as soon as you put a scale in, then it gives somebody the license to charge everybody, and I think that's not right.
The new fees have been proposed to get a handle on two problems. The first deals with non-residents using the site without paying. The other has to do with local businesses. More and more large stores are dumping their cardboard at the landfill rather than using the city's recycling program.
There's over 1,000 tons of cardboard in our community annually. They had been getting 450 of that. Yeah. Well, no, at the Blue Box. They're down now, down to about 225 tons.
They have a problem with certain businesses wanting to take their cardboard out there. I think they should deal with that. Charge them sky is the limit or whatever. Just deal with that problem.
In 2016, landfill rates continue to be reevaluated on a yearly basis. Charges on garbage remains free for in-town residents, while commercial buildings pay a fee of $68.50. When it comes to cardboard, it appears the blue bins implemented 20 years ago gained popularity, as there are no tipping fees required for commercial buildings, in-town residents, or out-of-town residents. To see a full list of the tipping fees for the Lloydminster landfill, visit lloydminster.ca. That's all for Retrospect this week. I'm Gina Martin.
Well, the AJHL is full of great stories, and one that doesn't get enough attention is what's happening in Bonnyville. Lance Phillips has more on how a head coach has helped his team thrive in more ways than just in the win column.
The Bonnyville Pontiacs are having another outstanding year on the ice. The team is second in the North Division and can boast 4 players in the top 20 of league scoring. That kind of success doesn't happen by accident, and players and coaches all understand what it means to be a part of the organization.
It's a privilege to play in Bonnyville, from the facilities that we have and the great volunteers that give so much of themselves to make sure that our players have everything that they need in order to be a better hockey player, and then more importantly, a better person.
I came here 3 years ago, and it's been an amazing ride. It's definitely an honor to play here for 3 years. I know a lot of teammates and a lot of guys that haven't had the opportunity to play at the same team for all 3 years, but it's special. It's I love being part of this organization, and I'm very happy to be here.
The team's success on and off the ice really boils down to one attribute, or more specifically, one word. And it's a concept that transcends sports. Successful businesses strive to cultivate it, and Rick Swan and his team have mastered it. But most importantly, his players realize it.
I think it's the culture that we have here. It's been developing over the past 4 or 3 years that I've been here. We have a really, really close group of guys, and everyone gets along well, and I think that's a huge part of it.
Probably the culture. I mean, ever since I got here last year, it was really tight neck. I mean, there was no vets, rookies. It was everyone together, and it was really good. And they made the transition easy, so it was really good.
Building a winning organization on and off the ice takes time and patience. Ask anyone who spends time around the Pontiacs, and they'll tell you the same thing. The reason the franchise flourishes is due in large part to Rick Swan's effort and dedication.
He's a tremendous hockey coach to begin with, but then what Rick does with these guys to get them out into the community, get them involved in school projects and reading to kids and minor hockey practices to shoveling driveways with seniors or for seniors. It's a model for what every junior A franchise across Canada should be doing, and it's all because of the vision of Rick Swan.
Lance Phillips, Newcap Sports, Bonnyville.
And the World Junior A Challenge kicked off in Bonnyville Sunday, and Team Canada West's roster is complete with 5 AJHL players from 5 different teams. And unlike last year, none of the players selected are from the Lloydminster Bobcats. And with that comes mixed emotions from the Bobcats about not making the cut for the selection camp roster.
Well, yeah, everyone wants to play in a tournament like that. You get noticed, everything like that. So you obviously want to, but it's not the deal breaker in anyone's career.
Oh, no, that's not, I don't think about that. I mean, this is some great players there, obviously. I'm happy to be playing junior A right now.
For most young hockey players, the idea of donning the Canadian jersey and representing your country is a lofty aspiration, but it doesn't mean it's unachievable. Bobcats players are using the tournament as motivation to reach their hockey dreams.
Yeah, obviously you want to get there, so you want to get your name out, so yeah, it'd be nice to get there next year or something.
Obviously it's somewhere, if I could in the future, I'd love to be there, you know, maybe that's something to push towards in the future. But yeah, it's definitely something that motivates me to be better and get better in this league.